2025 Super Mario Speed Run Summit here in the Big Apple. We are at Urban Arts headquarters. If you've been watching GSA events for the last few years, you know we're frequently raising money for Urban Arts, and you might have wondered, what is that? And we describe it to you, but today we get to show you not just the venue where they actually do their work and do their studies here, but also we have several students from Urban Arts for the first time ever, I think. This is Caden. Say hello, Caden.
Hi, I'm Caden.
This is Steph.
Hello.
And that's Darian.
Hello.
We're going to talk to each of them a little bit, and we're going to see a couple of the games they've worked on here. I think we're going to start with Caden. Caden, this is what I'm told is a level 1 game.
Yes, it's from Core.
It's from Core, okay.
Yep. So basically, in that level, we're basically like learning, getting used to Unity. We're learning how to code. We learn some audio design, art, and yeah, this is like the product of the my year at Core.
So it's like your first real project, first big project?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So how long did you spend on this?
I must have spent like at least, I'd say, a little under 2 months, I would say.
A little 2 months. And
Yeah.
did you do everything in this, or did you have some help?
I did everything, I think.
Everything.
Yeah.
Every little bit, just
Yes.
about. Now, is there any collaboration? I'm going to ask you guys this a little later, too, so you have some time to think about it. How collaborative is it? Because I'm coming in here, and it looks like we keep saying it's a great place for creativity. A lot of natural light, open floor plan, you know, all the desks. They're not really like cubicles, you know. How much is there like bouncing ideas off of other students, and does this look good to you? You know, do other students influence each other's projects a lot?
So for like the first year at Core, I would say it's really more like independent. Sure, you like goof off with your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But like I would say like right now in advance, we're doing like team games. So there's much more collaboration, and we're like bouncing ideas off of each other. We have our like coders. We like share roles and stuff. I personally am doing like the programming and like some of the art stuff.
Oh, wow.
And my other teammates too. Yeah.
Nice.
The audio. Yeah.
So you start off learning a little bit about everything and less directed, more just working by yourself, and then you sort of specialize and work in a team, and you kind of
Right, yeah.
phase into that over time?
Yes,
All
that's the
right.
perfect explanation.
Excellent. Well, Cheese is going to be playing. You're going to have a very famous streamer and speedrunner here playing your level 1 game here. Let's cut to Cheese. Let's take a look at this. So what do you call this game?
This is Did I Get the Part? It's basically like a memorization game. So basically, you're playing as an actor in an audition. You're given like a scene to read or to memorize, I should say. Cheese. You should memorize the lines in blue. Just remember that.
Okay. Can we see that game? Let's take a look at the game on Cheese's end. There we go. Okay. So Did I Get the Part, it's called. And I do want to ask one question before we start, though. Did you start with the mechanic or the theme? Did you decide, I want to make a game about an audition, and you decided a memory game was the way to go? Or did you want to make a memory game, and you thought this was a good framing for it?
I thought of the idea first. I thought of like, maybe like I should do this audition thing, and then I was like, you know what? I think a memory game would like be a good fit for this.
All right, that makes sense. Okay, Cheese, you ready to try?
Sure, yeah.
All right.
I'm going to start with, I think, reading this breakdown right here.
Wow, most gamers just launch right in and figure it out as they go, and then they say this doesn't work very well.
Listen, this is...
No, you're a pro.
All right, so in this very short memory game, you are an aspiring actor who hopes of becoming a huge star someday. However, the first step to becoming a star is getting the main role in this play. And to do that, you must audition for the part. So will you be able to achieve the first step in becoming a star, or will your dreams be absolutely shattered as you fall into a spiral of depression because your memory sucks balls? Who knows?
Now, how old were you when you wrote that?
I think you should read the disclaimer.
This is a 5-minute game, so none of these story elements are stated within the game. But you could always imagine it. And then we have more information. Oh, say information on the author, Caden, genre. Oh, that's very nice. I like that. Okay. So
Thank you for reading all that.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Run game. Okay. I'm gonna full screen it here, probably. Yeah? Oh, better. Okay, start. So I think I only need my mouse for this game?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I like the sounds. Did you guys hear that? Okay. Hello, for the audition, you'll have to memorize an entire page of lines for the role of Ash. Okay, we're Ash. Oh no, that's the role we're trying to get. Okay. Afterwards, you would run the lines with your scene partner. You have 45 seconds to memorize the scene. Okay.
Okay, carpetless style quiet here.
Right. Memorize the entire page. Jeez. This is going to be very bad. If people know that I suck at reading. Oh, boy.
Just the blue, just the blue, just the blue.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. Oh, no way this is going to happen. Oh, my gosh. Setting. Ash meets a new friend at the school, and together they play a generic fighting game that Ash knows a lot about. This string of text is also unnecessary for you to memorize and is wasting your time.
Yeah, you got 20 seconds left.
Oh, no!
Focus on the blue, focus on the blue.
Okay, Ash, my name is Ash Kuyoka? Kuyoka? Ash, is that super cool, awesome, mega fighting game of...
10 seconds.
What are you stuck on? If you press up, left, up, down, left, right, BA, you can get a secret weapon. Sure.
And good luck. Somebody screenshot that look.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, then we have questions. Okay, I know it's this one because I made sure and read the name. So it's Ash Kuyoka. You want to play this? Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Okay, the scene partner. You want to play this game with me, Ash? You are playing. I see. Okay, I see the theme now. Yeah, there's no shot.
I would say a 25% shot.
Super awesome, mega cool. I think it's the first one. I think Super came first. Oh. I'm going to say last one. I don't... Does that sound wrong? Uh-oh. The scene partner. Yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble with the stage, though. What are you stuck on? I think... Get good. I think it's this. The scene partner. This boss fight is so hard. If you press... It's the first one, pretty sure. The scene partner, whoa, thanks. Do you want to play with me? This is literally the easiest one, and I forgot this one. This is the one What did I say? I don't know what I said.
This music is really good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's
You
good,
did this
very
too?
good.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the music. That's my favorite part. I think it's of course. But I answered the first option 3 times though. Reminds me of high school when I didn't know the answers and I'd be like, I answered A 4 times in a row.
That can't be right.
C is always correct.
Yeah. C, then B, then A, never D. That's what I was told. But I do think it's of course. I think he said of course. I'm going for it.
Okay, let's find out.
I got everything.
I got 3 out of 5. Let's see what you did. Drum roll. 4! There we go. Well done.
Oh, very good.
Okay, now I'm learning that 4 is the threshold for getting the
Oh, I
part
love
because
the
I did
dance.
not
Yes.
get the part with 3.
Look at the dance. Can I learn
Little
this
dance.
dance in real life?
Oh my god, I didn't see that because I didn't win. That's so cute.
I like that. Okay.
Oh my god.
you.
So, geez, that was
I got 4 or 5.
surprisingly stressful though, right?
Did I get the last easy one wrong?
Yes, it was sure.
That is so funny.
You almost went perfect
Wait,
with that?
I got this. Wow, I got the others right. That's crazy.
Well done, Cheese.
Oh,
Look at
wow.
that. Really good, bud.
Okay.
So, how stressed were you during that? It really puts you on the
Very
spot,
stressed.
doesn't it?
No, because I literally talk about, on my stream, I always talk about how terrible my memory is with reading. I have very bad ADHD, and reading words is especially bad. I can't believe I got 4 to 5. That's crazy.
Well done. Well done. Well, first of all,
I'm very good with patterns, though. I'm very good with patterns and weird kind of patterns and numbers and stuff. So maybe that's what helped me. I don't know.
well,
did a
maybe
great
it
job.
did. You did a
Okay.
great job. Okay, so Caden, I have to ask, what took the longest of all those elements? Because I know sometimes, especially with game design, certain things look really simple, really easy, but those are the things you spend most of your 2 months on.
Oh god. I know I was having a lot of trouble with the buttons actually.
Really?
Like assigning which button is the correct answer because those buttons are the same throughout, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you never really think about it. But for each question, you have to assign which button is correct, right? So I think that was the most difficult part. Also, I was having difficulty with the animations, I think.
Yeah.
Importing the animations into Unity.
Okay. What would you do differently now if you had to kind of make this game over again? Like, what did you learn during the process, but maybe you were too far into it? Because that happens every time.
I think I would add more pointers because it's not really clear. You have to memorize the blue, right? I had to tell.
Those are things that are obvious to you, but then you
Yeah.
put someone in front of it and they have questions right away.
Yeah. Now that I look at it, oh, yeah, I probably should have done that.
That's a standard game design kind of thing, isn't it?
It is.
Well, great job.
Thank
2
you.
months at your age, fantastic. Okay, so we have another game. Cheese, are you all set up there already?
Yeah, Unit 5 by Steph.
Yeah. Steph, what is this called? Yeah, Unit 5, they said.
Okay, so the reason for that is I did it for Unit 5 of Core. So,
So it's a very creative name.
yeah.
Look, we said art and science, okay? This is more in the science end. That's fine. That's totally
Actually,
fine.
the game is mostly for the art. So in comparison to Kaden, I actually spent like probably 3-4 days on this.
Okay.
Because
wow.
I was in Core for the summer intensive, not the one they do during the school year. So Kaden was there during the school year. So then I think that, if I remember correctly, so like Core summer intensive is like 6 weeks, and each week is like the new unit. And this
Wow.
is for the 5th week, which is Unit 5.
Yeah.
And then basically, when I was in the process of making this game, it was kind of about like the efficiency of it because like I'm more skilled in like visual arts and like narrative and then like more creative things rather than programming.
Yeah.
So I was like, for programming, I'll do more like simplistic, basic platformer, while I can have more focus on the arts.
So this is kind of like put title here, remember to replace, and then you're like, the game's done. That works, though. So I understand this is like a studio game, a level 3 game. What's the difference between that and what we just saw?
So this
for
one
example?
is not this is
This is
not
not
a
the
studio
studio
This
game.
is
Okay.
from Core I mentioned earlier.
Core, that's right. Okay.
The
Yes.
difference between mine and Kaden's games is that his is from during the school year core, and then mine is from summer core, which is like shorter class, but you actually meet
Condensed.
like every single day, like for like 6 weeks.
All right. Is there anything else Cheese should know before starting?
Okay. I did actually update this game recently because I wanted to use it for my.
We're getting patches on student games?
Oh, very good.
Okay, because I wanted to use it for my physics research project.
Okay.
Look, it's a platform where it has like acceleration and stuff. I was gonna do an experiment about it and all that jazz.
I think we need to see this.
And then I think that there's a particular mechanic in there that I decided to actually remove an instruction for, like, because I heard like, a speedrunner will be playing your game, and I was like, oh man, it'll probably be super easy for them, so I'll just remove that one instruction.
Well, you saw how nervous he was at the last one. Speedrunners get good at games playing them for years on end. He has no time at all to get used to this one. All right, you ready to go, Cheese?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so again, we're gonna read through this real quick. Oh, look at that!
Oh, my, you weren't kidding about the art.
That's
That is
amazing.
gorgeous.
Look at that. Okay, welcome to your personal cotton candy hell. Okay, I don't know how hell and cotton candy could go together, but okay. I love cotton candy. Due to my inability to code, budget
Don't mention that.
constraints, you have to go through this pink and purple platformer with no checkpoints, no music, and difficult controls. Oh boy. Collect stars that don't really do anything except make you feel good about yourself. Hey, mental health is important, all right? Enjoy the pixel pink scenery that could stain your eyes. Just a disclaimer, it really won't. Also, the sky is orange. Deal with it. I can't actually say that much about this part. Okay. All right, good to know. I feel like that might be, might need to look out for that. So what does this game even look like? Oh, very good. That's how this game actually looks. Doesn't it just burn your eyes? No, it looks beautiful. I think it looks beautiful. General theme of the game. And some original art. Look at that. I think that's beautiful.
It's lovely.
I think it's time to get into it. Oh, so I play with arrow keys in space, right?
Yeah, I think that there should be some instructions on there.
Oh.
So
Okay, press space to start. Well, yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm left-handed, so I play like cross-handed. It's weird. You can't see it, but I'm like this.
okay, after this, I
It's
think
like
you only use arrow keys, so
Press
no more
left.
cross-handed stuff.
Okay, right, left, and up, and arrow keys to move. Oh, very good. Okay, so up is to jump. You know you've reached the end when you see the red border. P.S. If you get stuck or just want to get back to the beginning, press R. Okay. Okay, so I have to get up here, I imagine. Wait, am I actually stuck already?
We've soft locked immediately.
I fell. I think I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Oh, I guess I could press R to restart. Okay. Oh, I see. I collected
we
the stars.
go.
There are 6 stars in total. Try to collect them all. Okay. Whoa!
Whoa!
Very fast.
Too powerful.
I think I have to restart again.
We love Unity physics.
Oh, wow. Oh. This is a tough one.
Okay.
This is a tough one.
Feel
Getting
like-
over it with Steph Fuddy.
I did actually. When I was in core, they had a few people who worked in like the games industry or whatever come in and like sort of play test our games, and then I thought that my game was like really simple, easy platformer, and they told me no, it's not.
No, it's not. No, it's very hard.
Okay. Maybe to explain a little bit of programming this,
Yeah,
that
please,
I pretty
please.
much just like copy stuff over from what we learned earlier on in Unity from like, units 1 to 4. And then the way that it's coded so that you can like actually jump and not just jump in the middle of the air is every time that you basically touch down on the floor or a platform,
Oh, I
you're supposed to get the ability
see.
to jump again. And the deal is that if you like jump onto like even the side of something, you can actually jump again right after
He
that.
she's just learned that.
Yeah.
Whoa!
And then I was like,
Hey, did you just learn wall jumping in this game?
Yes.
yeah. And then I was like, oh wait, if something else I can basically just double jump, but that would make the game like way too easy. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's not a bug, it's a feature.
It's a feature.
Yeah.
It's a parkour mechanic implemented by accident.
Literally wall kicks. That's very
That
nice.
is very cool. Here we go. Okay, if you fall now, it's going to be heartbreaking.
Thank you, Warning
Take
Track.
your time. The commentator's curse exists even with student games. Here we go. You're getting the hang of this
Okay,
pretty
so,
quick.
So the momentum builds very quickly. So you have to kind of like lightly tap.
Yeah. Did you use add force or position when coding?
I think that it was add force. Then I'm not a programmer anymore, or rather, I never was very into programming, so
Yeah, because this looks like add force movement.
yeah. I think that used to not even work actually, and then like when I updated, I found out wait, it does work now for some reason, and I don't know how Unity works, so whatever.
Wait, are we done?
Did we 100%?
Yep.
We
that's
did?
the-
All
We
right.
did it. We got the 6
There we
stars.
go. Well done.
Oh, very good.
Actually, it would be a challenge to see if you can fall without landing on something now, maybe. What do you think?
Like a dropper.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you failed. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to ask you some of the same questions because I'm always fascinated by game development like this. You go in thinking certain things are going to be easy or hard, and usually you guess completely wrong, and certain little things that you think are going to be 5 minutes end up being 5 days. What did you learn from this? What was harder than you expected? What was easier than you expected? You've answered some of this already, but any other experiences that you learned along the way?
I think that in contrast to other games I made, this one was actually a lot easier because I basically just like designed how I was going to do efficiency in mind because I wanted to like, okay, like simple programming to account for like that weakness of mine, and then
Yeah.
like all focus on the art to like account for a strength of mine. And then this is the game that I actually think is like the most like solid in my resume basically.
Yeah.
The idea of like I think a couple other games I worked on, and I'm not nearly as proud of them as I am of this one because I was like, I felt like I really got through the project well. I like accounted for like all the things I had going on, it's like strengths, weaknesses, and then finished product.
Yeah, so you're thinking, I know I have a tight deadline on this. I have to be very careful about it. It's basically like slightly more than a game jam's worth of time, right? 2-3 days. That's the kind of range you're working with here. So that's pretty tight. Did you have any kind of story in mind underneath a little bit, or was it mostly just art directed and then attach a mechanic to it, or what came first? Chicken or egg?
I mean, you might have seen from the artwork that's up there, but some of the original art that is like kind of on the sides and on like that last slide was something that I made like previously earlier that year. I remember correctly, it was for my middle school newspaper for their Valentine's Day themed issue. And the idea is that like, oh, it's just like this character like going through like a lovely pink red color palette cityscape, and I was like, let's do that to apply to like a platformer because like those would be interesting objects to use there.
Yeah.
And then like let's put in the stars for fun.
That's nice. So I see you're holding a little shark here, and I see your shirt here. Do you want to tell us what this is all about?
Okay, this is because I am in Shark Stack Studio, which is one of the 3 studios we have in the 3rd level of SAA, which is literally just called Studio.
Studio level.
Darian
Okay.
is also a studio student.
Excellent. So how does that work for people who don't know?
Basically, Studio is a simulation of what it's like to actually, I suppose, like get a job in the games industry. So then, like, first off, we have some like mock interviews to actually like be there in the class, and then I think that like first up, it's like a solo interview with like one of the teachers of the ATAs, and they kind of like go through some question stuff. And after that, it's a group interview where basically they give you an activity to do, and then you try seeing how it would work out like being in an actual team. And like that's like the group interview. Like they see how you do there. You like write down notes of like what you did during like that group activity, basically.
Yeah.
And then you move on to working on a prospectus. I might be fumbling some of the details here, but it's just a big
That's
difference.
okay.
It doesn't matter.
Close enough. So what are you working on right now in the studio? What's your role? What are you focusing on?
So way back when I was doing prospectus, and then after prospectus is like the pitch that we do for all of our games. So every student in studio pitches their own game. And then actually back then, my game got chosen as one of the studio games.
Oh boy.
So that landed me the position of creative director, which is just a fancy way to say that I just have a little bit more power than other people because it's like my original idea. And I can tell them, oh, this is what I thought when I was saying this idea way back when I was doing my pitch. And then I think by like technicality, basically game design lead because I made the original pitch and such. So that's kind of the role I get.
A little more power, a little more responsibility too. You're the one who's accountable ultimately, yeah. But I like that, the little simulacrum of a studio like that. So that's what you're working on now, Darian, yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of game are you working on? How did you arrive at it, and what's your role with it?
So I'm currently making a survival horror game.
Sounds very ambitious.
I love horror.
Yeah, it's very different from the other two studios' games. I am one of the game design and narrative people, but I'm also doing like art for the game as well because we're kind of on a time crunch right now.
So doubling up on responsibilities in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
What's it called?
The game is called Penitence.
Ooh. Now there's a game out called Penitent, I think, too. But I'm guessing that one I remember is not survival horror, so I wouldn't worry about overlap too much.
I don't know. I don't think I've heard of the game.
It's an
before.
RPG in the medieval times. You're fine. Don't worry. No market segment problems. So you said you're doing art on it a little bit and some narrative stuff. So is that like a branching choices matter kind of stuff or something else?
Or so no, like with what Steph is saying, we basically do our mock games, like our presentations. 3 of the games are chosen like based on what the students think and based on what the staff thinks. So my game wasn't chosen. I'm working on someone else's game. So then after that, we then choose like whose game we want to work on. So I decided. I loved all of the games, by the way. They were all great.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see them all. But I chose this one as my first one, and you basically choose which role you want to do. So my first choice for the role was game design and narrative because that's what I feel was like my strongest.
Very nice. What was your pitch, the one that didn't get chosen?
My pitch was a type of card game.
I love card games. You have my attention fully right now.
Yeah, my like main inspiration was Inscription.
Okay.
You
guys don't need to be here for the rest of the time. Inscription. Okay, please tell me
Actually,
more.
did you play Inscription for us once?
I did.
I remember that.
Inscription's
So-
fabulous. Please continue.
Yeah, about that. For studio, we like get to play games at the beginning of class and like showcase, aspects about it that we think could be used in like everyone's games or at least like in a certain game. So I actually got to play Inscription for the class, which was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So similar mechanics? How I know it's just a pitch, so maybe you didn't get too far into the game design, but did you have a vision for it?
Yes. Can I like?
You can describe it, absolutely.
Or
you
I
have something to
have
show
the
us?
slides.
You can hold up a slide?
My
Yeah,
memory
sure.
is really bad,
We
so
got
I
a couple
don't really
more minutes.
remember
Let's go
anything
for
about
it.
this
Yeah,
pitch, so
please.
I'm
See
being
if I
surprised
can
too.
find
something
it
up.
fast enough.
Well, so while you're doing that, I want to ask, so it's obviously very early on. You may or may not go into game design. You may go into somewhere else. From what I understand, some students go into philosophy. Obviously, a lot of them go to game design. It's a natural fit. Do you know yet what you do or don't want to do? Or are you still feeling it out after this?
I do know that I want to go into game design. Not quite sure what side yet. I'm thinking of maybe like the programming side, maybe like the business side. Still thinking about it.
That's a big difference between those two,
Yeah,
but
I
you got a
know.
couple years to figure it out
Yeah.
at least, huh? So you're not sure yet. How about you? It sounds like, I'm guessing art. You seem
Yeah, I
to
mean,
really into the art.
Actually, I was thinking about like maybe I should like really go full speed into game design because it gets to cover things I'm just in like art and narrative and like maybe a little music. But the one thing that I will not absolutely never do is programming because I can't. My brain isn't suited for programming.
Well, that's okay. I mean, this is one of the things I think you learn here in the first couple of years is what am I good at, what am I not, what's a struggle, what feels natural, and that's part of it. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay, are we going to be able to see this? Let's try to hold it up here. Let's
it
see. Maybe get a little closer?
Might.
Oh, hang on, watch the wire.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
that's all right. This is worth it. Take your headphones off for a second. There we go. This is worth it. I want to see this because we got to see your games, and I want to.
I think it's
We're putting production on the spot here, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll figure it out. You monsters. We're sorry, production. We're sorry, production, but we want to see the slide.
go.
Fantasy Brigade. Look at this. Look at this PowerPoint. Here we go. So while they're doing that, what kind of games did you play growing up? Like, what are your favorite games? I asked about your first, but like, what do you play when you go home?
Ooh. Do you want to go first?
Actually, for someone who's interested in games, I don't really play a lot of the games.
No, that's okay.
I think that like most frequently lately is usually things like board games or card games I play with people I
There we
know
go.
from my school's like
Okay.
local library in that area.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who are into like trading card games, like people who really love like Pokemon, Digimon, and then they're planning to get like the teens in the library because it's a kind of a small knit community within the teen
Yeah,
space in
yeah.
the library, getting more into Digimon, and then they're like working on like getting like more decks sorted out and then like playing more often soon.
Very nice. Okay, so we have this working. Here we go. 15 cards. AI opponent. Oh, boy. No, maybe just as to scroll through it real quick. Get an idea here. Wow, you put a lot of work into this.
Yeah, we had like 2 weeks.
That
2
sounds
weeks,
about
you
right.
said? 2 weeks to do it?
Like
Very
it's not
cool.
only about the game itself, but also like your plan for like the
Ooh, yeah.
technicalities, like what roles you need, and like all those things, like how much like your schedule, like rough like deadlines and things like that.
Interesting. A little preview
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah, talk
to
about the
see.
mock-up real quick. Yeah. Production, you're being champs. We know we're throwing you into the deep end here. Oh, there's a video. Oh, all right. Oh yeah, I could see the influences for sure. So are the mechanics similar to Inscription?
Yeah, I'll see if
That's okay. Here, why don't you come back to the couch and just describe it to us a little more? But that gives us an idea. I mean, it's a pretty good mock-up. It definitely gives you an idea, and it definitely reminded me of Inscription a lot.
Yeah. So, Inscription was more so like my main reference for the game. I think like early on in my life, I just wanted to, make a game. I have like 2 ideas for a game I want to make. This was like the first one to make a sort of card game that, it's pretty easy, pretty entry level because Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, they have a lot of information in them that you might not be able to understand at first. So like this is more of like an intro to it. But yeah, that mock-up was made entirely by me in Blender.
Oh, wow.
And actually, I won first for favorite mock-up.
Oh, wow.
like, when
Congratulations.
presenting. So
Excellent.
that was really cool.
How long did it take you?
Ooh, I think it took me like a week.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was my first time ever using Blender.
You had to
which,
learn it and then use it right
yeah,
away.
Blender is a 3D modeling and animation software, like for anyone who didn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was my first time learning it, so I had to like create all the assets or like the models, and then make them move on my own.
Yeah.
So
That's a
you
lot.
know,
That's a lot.
I think it took me like the bulk of when creating the presentation.
Yeah. Well, we've only got a few minutes left, so I want to ask, what do you think is next for you in the program? What are you hoping to do over the next year or two and beyond?
So this is actually my last year at SIA. I am a senior, so I will be graduating. But I do want to like continue doing game design. Similar to Steph, I really like the game design and narrative part. I really like, being a part of the creative process of just like creating a universe or creating mechanics and stuff that like people can enjoy, not just like, you know, sitting there typing, using random words as variables, doing whatever, trying to like fix 100 bugs at once. You know, that seems a little too much for me.
So we
But,
have
yeah.
2 people who are sure they don't want to code and 1 who thinks they might want to.
Yeah.
Well, we might have a game studio right here then. Maybe. All right. You have been Darian. You have been Steph. You have been Caden. You've been our games. That's been Cheese over there. Thank you so much, Cheese, by the way. Can we give a round of applause for Cheese as well and for all these students? Fantastic. Making games is very, very hard, as we already knew, and now you definitely should know after hearing these students. Thank you so much for all your time, and good luck. I hope we see your games in the near future.
Thank you.
All right. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to be back in just a few minutes.